great. Congratulations on your honor.
I have so much to say about the last 2 years of my life, but tonight is not the forum. That she is a survivor of the worst crime someone can commit against a woman. But what does influence mean? It's the capacity to have an effect on the character or behavior of someone or something. Who and what we stand up for to have an effect. An undeserved shame my entire life and what we stay silent about. And since I could speak, I am alive and standing here with you all today.
Blake and Ryan just made a bold appearance at the Time 100 Gala while the drama brewed behind the scenes. And Blake's first interview since the storm set for Late Night with Seth Meyers might either spill the tea or dodge it altogether.
Never underestimate a woman's ability to endure pain.
What if I told you Hollywood's latest scandal has pulled in Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman, and maybe even Travis Kelce into a courtroom whirlwind no one saw coming?
Taylor Swift was specifically named as one of Lively's dragons, supposedly, to get some leverage in terms of writing the script, as well as the fact that did she hold up licensing her song? That puts Taylor Swift right in the middle of this case in terms of what she may know.
It's like kind of like this alliance that is...
What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
Hugh, that press video was so funny.
Thank you. Potential allegations of sexual harassment. Whether or not they will be actual witnesses at trial is going to depend on what...
We're talking secret subpoenas, explosive leaked texts, mysterious lawsuits filed under obscure company names allegedly owned by Blake Lively, and a legal battle that's turning the red carpet into a battlefield. Meanwhile, Swift's connection to the case, Penn Badgley's unexpected reflections.
Meanwhile, Blake's ex, Penn Badgley, is speaking out about their relationship.
Interfacing in that space can actually feel really crazy, and you suddenly feel the need to perform, and you're just like, why can't I just say something normal?
And crew members choosing sides are only fanning the flames.
He was one of the few directors I've worked for that was very kind and respectful. In my opinion, I find it very hard to believe the allegations against him.
Did you ever feel uncomfortable at all in your dealings with Justin?
No, not at all. Maybe Blake smelled his kindness, mistook it for weakness, and tried to take advantage and take power, so.
And with the trial set for March 2026, trust me, this is one story that's nowhere near its final twist.
Taylor Swift may not be excluded from this narrative after all, and the same goes for Hugh Jackman. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal battle continues. Multiple outlets have reported that two of Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds' closest pals could be served subpoenas.
People magazine just dropped a bombshell that Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman could be subpoenaed in this ongoing legal battle. Can you imagine Taylor Swift being sworn in and taking the witness stand? According to a source, anyone that had any knowledge of this situation will be subpoenaed, no matter of their celebrity status. But before we start picturing Taylor in a power suit at court, another insider is calling this whole subpoena business smoke and mirrors meant to distract from the actual allegations against Baldoni, insisting Swift and Jackman are not privy to anything going on. Classic Hollywood move. When things get messy, throw some bigger celebrity names into the mix. Let's not forget how close these friends are. Swift is literally the godmother to Blake and Ryan's 4 children, James, Inez, Betty, and little Olin, who's just 2 years old now. They've been spotted countless times together, including at NFL games cheering on Travis Kelce. Speaking of Travis, various sources are reporting speculation about whether Kelce will stand by Taylor during this courtroom drama or distance himself. That's gotta be an awkward conversation over dinner. Hey honey, so about that subpoena my friend's legal enemy wants to serve you with, now let's rewind a bit to understand how this all started. Back in December 2024, Blake filed a lawsuit against Baldoni alleging sexual harassment, disturbing and unprofessional behavior on set, and a retaliatory smear campaign. A source told this wasn't a decision made on a whim, it was months in the making, adding that Blake has no regrets about suing Baldoni because she can't go through life knowing she didn't stand up to something she believed was wrong. Baldoni fired back with a massive $400 million countersuit against Lively, Reynolds, and their publicity team for alleged civil extortion, defamation, and more, which Lively's attorneys have called meritless. In his 1 to 79-page complaint, because apparently brevity isn't his strong suit, he claims that Swift and Reynolds pressured him into accepting one of Lively's rewrites for the film. According to a source, whose article is linked in the query, there might be new developments suggesting Baldoni's team is calling Blake's lawsuit a sham. The drama never ends, and the public appearances continue amidst all this legal chaos. Based on an exclusive, it seems Blake and Ryan made a red carpet carpet appearance at the Time 100 Gala.
Hey, congratulations on your honor.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their united front on the red carpet.
We got it right here. Dude, don't worry, she'll leave. Okay.
Talk about keeping up appearances while your legal team is working overtime.
What's up?
But according to another source, Megyn Kelly wasn't impressed, reportedly, slamming Blake at the gala and saying she has no influence.
First right now with Blake being on the Time 100 list.
It's a ridiculous joke. She shouldn't be there. She has no influence over anything.
Right.
Ouch! That's gotta sting when you're trying to maintain your A-list image in the midst of a very public legal battle. Blake Lively's first talk show appearance since the Justin Baldoni legal saga exploded is set for Seth Meyers' late night on May 1st, and if you think this is just a casual stop to chat about another simple favor, you haven't been paying attention to the soap opera level drama she's been living.
Like her new movie, Another Simple Favor, people are saying she's feuding with Anna. Like, do you believe that? Or
I couldn't care less, but I do care when people bastardize Me Too allegations against, people who don't deserve it.
Blake's last late night visit was nearly a decade ago, and now she's strutting back into the spotlight with a legal storm raging.
So tonight I applaud each of you. But what does influence mean? By definition, it's the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something. To have an effect.
Timing that's either brilliantly calculated or deliciously chaotic. That's bound to be must-see TV if it happens. Will Seth ask the tough questions, or will it be carefully scripted to avoid any legal landmines? My money's on the latter, but you never know. Meanwhile, some wild rumors are swirling that fans are apparently speculating that Ryan Reynolds may have filed for divorce as Blake handles this legal drama on her own. That seems pretty far-fetched considering their recent public appearances together, but you know how internet speculation goes. One day you're walking the red carpet together. The next day, Twitter decides you're secretly divorced. Celebrity life, am I right?
The Time 100 Gala.
And just to add one more unexpected layer to this celebrity web, Penn Badgley recently reflected on his relationship with Blake from their Gossip Girl days.
You were dating Blake Lively. Did you feel like you were able to
He admitted it was a struggle living a life that resembled his characters while they were dating. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, when asked about the experience of living a life that mirrored his characters while filming Gossip Girl, Penn responded, "I think that's a great question, and I think it was a struggle."
Did you feel like you were able to separate your actual job from your reality?
I mean, that's a great question because it was the struggle.
He went on to explain the lack of separation between his on-screen persona and his real life. There was not enough, I think, separation for me. You are seen as that person. You're called out on the street. You also have to constantly be that person at work. And I was 20. I think I was 20. So I didn't have the emotional maturity, I think, to separate myself just in terms of my self-worth.
Did you feel like you were able to separate your actual job from your reality?
There is not enough separation, I think, for anybody. I was 21, 22, so I didn't have the emotional maturity to understand, to how to differentiate myself just in terms of self-worth. What people seem to think of Dan seemed to be what people thought of me.
Penn also shared that Blake helped him avoid potential struggles with alcohol during a particularly difficult time in his 20s.
Interfacing in that space can actually feel really crazy, and you suddenly feel the need to perform, and you're just like, why can't I just say something normal?
Timing of these comments is interesting, given Blake's current high-profile drama. Is it just a coincidence that Penn's reflecting on their relationship now, or is there something more to it? But wait, there's more! The plot thickens with yet another lawsuit in the mix. According to an exclusive, Justin Baldoni's former publicist, Stephanie Jones has filed her own defamation lawsuit against Justin and his company, Wayfarer Studios. This comes after Baldoni's lawyer Brian Friedman claimed she maliciously leaked texts to the press. Jones is fighting back, saying she was legally obligated to turn evidence over after being served with a civil subpoena from Blake's legal team. Jones's attorneys Marin Shaw and Kristen Toller explained to Billy Bush in an extra interview that text messages that appeared in the New York Times on December 22nd weren't leaked. They were subpoenaed.
The claims are very strong.
I guess the biggest one for me, the text messages, right, that first appeared in the New York Times, December 22nd, Baldoni and his team cried collusion, right? You guys say that those texts were not leaked. They were subpoenaed, right, by Blake, yes?
That's right, Billy. And
Shaw confirmed, "That's right, Billy. Our client Stephanie Jones has found herself in the middle of a lot of speculation recently."
That's right, Billy. And our client, Stephanie Jones, has found herself in the middle of a lot of speculation in the media recently.
There's also drama with Jones's former employee, Jennifer Abel, who left and became a member of Baldoni's crisis PR team. Toller explained there were real contractual breaches involved.
She's here because there were real contractual breaches. There was a contractual breach by her former employee, Jennifer Abel, but there are also contractual breaches by Wayfair and by Justin Baldoni. They had a contract with JonesWorks. They breached that contract.
And when Billy asked if Wayfair owes money to JonesWorks, Toller confirmed absolutely, saying it is at least a couple $100,000. Now here's where it gets really interesting.
Does Wayfair owe money to JonesWorks?
Absolutely.
This is where it gets interesting.
Billy Bush brought up an explosive new twist in the case. He mentioned, Stephanie Jones maintains she didn't leak any text to the New York Times. They were subpoenaed. Then, recently, we find out they were subpoenaed by a company called Van Zandt, Incorporated, owned by Blake Lively, and it's Van Zandt versus 10 Jane Does in a very obscure lawsuit that no one knows who it's about, what it's about. This aligns with what the Economic Times is reporting that months before her harassment allegations, Blake apparently made a secret court filing targeting Baldoni. Talk about playing the long game. The case between Lively and Baldoni isn't going to trial until March 2026, so we've got plenty of time for more twists and turns in this Hollywood saga, but it's already getting messier by the day, with crew members from It Ends With Us speaking out on Australian TV. One crew member, Talia Spencer, described Baldoni as one of the few directors I've worked for that was kind and respectful, and suggested Blake meld his kindness, mistook it for weakness, and tried to take advantage and take power.
He was one of the few directors I've worked for that was very kind and respectful.
A good impression. What do you make of the allegations and the complaints against him?
In my opinion, I find it very hard to believe the allegations against him. I feel like maybe Blake smelled his kindness, mistook it for weakness, and tried to take advantage and take power, so.
When asked if Lively wrestled control of the film away from Baldoni, Spencer replied, "I think she tried to, yes. I think there was a massive compromise in terms of Justin's original vision for the film."
Yeah.
So you believe Blake Lively wrestled control of the film?
I think she tried to, yes.
Did she succeed in the end?
Probably, yeah. I think that there was a massive compromise in terms of Justin's original vision for the film.
Yikes. Having crew members publicly side with Baldoni can't be good for Blake's case. This whole situation is getting more complicated with each passing day. Lively has filed a motion to dismiss Baldoni's countersuit, calling it vengeful and citing a California law prohibiting retaliation tied to public disclosures of sexual harassment. Meanwhile, Baldoni's attorneys have asked the judge to deny her motion to dismiss, saying her legal move was abhorrent and they'll aim to hold her accountable for her actions of pure malice, which include falsely accusing my clients of harassment and retaliation. And let's not forget the movie itself seems to be caught in the crossfire. It Ends With Us was supposed to be a big moment for both Lively and Baldoni, adapting Colleen Hoover's blockbuster novel, but now it's forever going to be associated with this behind-the-scenes drama. Sometimes the making of a movie turns out to be more dramatic than the actual film, and this definitely seems to be one of those cases. The allegations in this case are serious. Lively claims sexual harassment and unprofessional behavior, while Baldoni alleges extortion and defamation. Then there's the added layer of creative control disputes, with crew members suggesting Blake tried to take over Baldoni's vision for the film. The involvement of high-profile celebrities like Swift and Jackman only adds to the tabloid appeal of the case, potentially overshadowing the serious allegations at its center. With all these elements at play, lawsuits, counter-lawsuits, secret filings, celebrity friends, possible subpoenas, PR battles, and public accusations flying back and forth, this story has all the elements of a hit drama series. Ironic that a movie called It Ends With Us has led to a saga that seems to have no end in sight. This whole mess raises so many questions. Was there really inappropriate behavior on set? Or is this, as Baldoni's team suggests, a power play gone wrong? Will Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman actually have to testify? And if so, will they side with their longtime friends Blake and Ryan, or tell a different story under oath? Is Ryan Reynolds really standing by Blake's side through all this? Or are there cracks in their relationship, as some fans are speculating? The only thing we know for sure is that this legal battle is far from over, with the trial date set for March 2026. That's nearly a year away, which means we can expect plenty more developments, accusations, and celebrity entanglements before this case ever sees the inside of a courtroom. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and their teams of lawyers, publicists, and celebrity friends are just getting started.